Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here, and let's get ready to go back in time to review Gigawatts, or I guess you could say Gigawatt. 1.21 gigawatts. So we're gonna go back to 1985 and review Gigawatt. He's just a retooling of the Sideswipe Red Alert mold, and they have turned it into the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So we're gonna take a good look at this figure. It's a figure. We're going to take a look at this figure, and it's got sort of a G1 reminiscent box in the back and everything, and it's kind of cool. Some of the little things they do. I also got an interesting story of how this figure is delivered to me. It's not really interesting. It's probably boring, but I'm going to tell it anyway. But it says I went to GameStop's website to order this guy, and it was not eligible for same-day delivery or same-day pickup or anything. So I went about. It was there for delivery to my house. It was shipped to home. I ordered it, right? Alright, so then we had to look at everything, and it's just so messed up, the delivery of this. And so we're going to take a quick look at my thing, and then we're going to get to the figure, take a look at this packaging, and I'll look at the actual figure itself, and just, I guess, marvel in the retroness of 1985. So let's just take a look at this screenshot. I know it's not high quality here, but it was transferred to the post office in Madison, Alabama. And then it was going through this UPS mail innovations, went to Texas, back to Georgia. And then for this to be on hold on November 9th for like 5 days till I just got it out for delivery on November like 14th or 15th. And it's back in Madison, Alabama. Just so stupid.
They're so stupid! Stupid!
Alright, so here is the packaging for Gigawatt. I'll probably say both ways every time. It's going to annoy the crap out of you. But this is the box. It is G1 reminiscent. It's got the kind of styled grid lines and everything, the way Gigawatt's written, the old school Hasbro logo, the box art here on the side, the bubble thing, and of course you got your collaborative up here, Back to the Future. Now there's the Top Gun Maverick collaborative as well this year. I have bypassed that one at the moment. I'm not even sure if I'll pick that one up. It just looks like a big GoBot to me. I don't know. I like the jet mode. I like the head sculpt, and I'm not sure about after that. Of course, up here you got your old school how to change. You can see my box came in a little beat up from GameStop. And turn the side, you got this from Back to the Future when Doc first gets the car out of the back of the van. Back, you got your card. It shows you all his strength and his intelligence, speed, firepower, and stuff that would his going back in timeness and his flux capacitoriness. And then you got his function, time traveler. You're never out of time when you're a time machine. When Marty and Doc Brown need to ride through time, Gigawatt is ready to fly. That's in more ways than one. You got your artwork up here, Back to the Future 35th anniversary. So that is 2020 35th anniversary. This side here just got like old school timey, both molds. I like both modes. Can't talk this morning. I like how it's got like the old Marty box from the poster when he's like holding his sunglasses, checking his watch. Of course, he just in that pose. And the cool thing here is I thought, man, this side feels really cheap. What's up with this? Now, when you cut the tape up here, then you back it down. It's like the back end of that truck is lowering down. That way the car can come out. So it's a cool little feature, I guess you can say, for the box to be different and sort of reminiscent of how the car is revealed in the movie. The door had to come down for the car to back out, and it comes in this little bubble inside. So let's take a look at Gigawatt. With Gigawatt, you get this little nice instruction manual. It's sort of done old school-ish, but large size and the regular kind of printouts. How to transform him. And if you got Sideswipe or Red Alert, you know the motions you got to go to get this guy. Things are slightly different, but it's not like a huge change. But you can tell they did change some things up in this. So here is Gigawatt. Gigawatt is an excellent remold or retooling of the Sideswipe mold. I think they did enough to this figure to really change it up. Now, looking at it, it looks exactly the same. People are fussed about this. But when you actually have it in hand, you can really see how much they changed on this mold. How much they actually turned it into its own thing. Now, it uses the base transformation and everything from that Sideswipe Red Alert mold, but there's enough changes in aesthetics that are different that really change it. Makes it feel like a different toy while being very, very similar. You can see right there some of the details on the back for the DeLorean, the coils and everything. The gold wing doors actually go to the back. You know, the little things that flip up on Sideswipe just fold into the interior of the torso. So Gigawatt or Gigawatt, you can see it kind of has that little gappy stuff inside, but the front of the car is larger and goes all the way down to his crotchets, whereas Sideswipe it ends. And we'll do some comparisons between him, Sideswipe in robot mode, and him and Red Alert in vehicle mode, just so you can see the differences we got there. But overall, I say the head sculpt is fine. The big kind of round buggish eyes kind of remind me of what sunglasses would be. Maybe that's what they're trying to go for, or the goggles like Doc would wear when he had them on when he was doing tests in his garage and stuff back in 1955. So I can see that look. I like the flux capacitor just slapped right there on his chest, and it has the time readouts right there, and we'll take a closer look at all that as well. Now, accessories it comes with the pole that was used at the end of the first movie to catch the wire so he can go back to 1985, the moment the lightning struck the clock tower. He also comes with this gun right here, and it's a nice big beefy barrel gun. And he also has Mr. Fusion. It actually says Mr. Fusion on there, right underneath it. Some industries. I am blind, but that is there as well. This piece is probably the most frustrating piece of the figure, is getting this to stay on in vehicle mode. It pops off very easily. It's also very small, so you can lose it. And the thing what it does when he has his gun here, this just will now tap in onto the back of his gun like this. So that is there, and yes, his gun does support blast effects. Alright, so let's look at some closer details on Gigawatt. Here you can see the readouts. It's got the years October 26th, 1985, 9 a.m. October 21st, 2015 is at 7:28. Then November 12th, 1955 is 6:38. Then you get the flux capacitor, like I said. You get the goggles up here as the eyes. I do like that look. It's nice metallic blue painted in there. The car has this weird finish. It's almost like to look metallic. I do have this little paint mishap right here on the front of the car, which is sort of a bummer. But the chest, like I said, is a lot larger. It's right down to his crotch. Down here you can see where there's like molded in flux capacitor designs, details right here, which is kind of cool. And you flip to the side, you see the wheel. Nice look there. You got more of this metallic. It's almost like it's painted. It's got this like little weird, metal going. And you got the coils. They're all painted very nicely inside here. And then you got the back for the cooling towers. And you go up to the figure side. And then you got the gold wing doors back here on the back, which now open up. And they will move around for you, so you can kind of move these to how you want them in the back. And they did go with a darker windshield to sort of hide this piece in the back to hold. It holds everything all together. Now we'll just do a quick comparison here with Sideswipe. There he is next to Sideswipe. You can see how it looks very similar when they're in robot mode. You can see how the larger size chest here really goes down to the crotch, whereas this is smaller, and you actually get some more of a waist piece. Then you can see down to the legs, arms. The head sculpts are different. It's very different looking when you just actually look at it, but very much the same. It's hard to explain. I get two vibes from this figure. It's different, but it's the same. And that's because it uses pretty much the same core base inside the figure to achieve both of these guys. So they look good. And the figure only really uses a few pieces that I can see, besides the base core, which is the shoulder pieces here, and up here, the shoulder pieces here. The legs, the thighs are exactly the same. The crotch piece is the same. The forearms and hands are the same. Now the shoulders up here are different. I have something tapped in on mine to make it look more sporty. That's different. You can see the shoulder pieces inside of there are the same. So you have like the shoulder cannons or any third-party stuff for Sideswipe or Red Alert. You can then use these on your Gigawatt, so he can have extra added weapons as well. So that is a plus there by leaving that piece in. And then even the feet, though, are remolded. They're not exactly the same feet, not the same piece here. So it's not as much read and use as I thought it would be. Just really the forearms, the elbows, the hands, the crotchal, the thighs, and then your core inside piece, which you really don't see. But everything else is redone. The shoulders, the chest of the robot, because anything doesn't have to be the car. So that is a nice, pleasant thing. I'm surprised they just didn't reuse the same feet. They actually gave them different feet. That's one thing I thought they would just reuse. Alright, now the accessories for him, you can just tab in any of these ports on the sides. You can put in his pole, which I think it looks kind of awkward, but when he's got it on him. And you take his gun, of course, and you can just peg it in his hand right here. Be aware of knocking Mr. Fusion out. So he poses well. He's got all the articulation you had with Siege, Sideswiper, Red Alert, and all them. So he can get back in time with his poses. I do have a problem with this ankle tilt here. It's very tight. I don't want to force anything. So that is probably the one piece I gotta actually force a little bit more. I was never a big fan of the actual feet on the Sideswipe Red Alert mold. So that's probably my biggest con on the overall figure. It's just the feet. And that's been with Sideswipe and Red Alert. Here's some robot mode comparisons. There is Gigawatt with Ultra Magnus and Earthrise Prime. Alright, articulation. Like I said, you're going to get what we got there out of the Sideswipe. Shoulders to there. Elbows to there. No wrist swivels. You get bicep swivels. You can 360. Even with the doors, you just got to kind of go at an angle to get around them. You do have a 360 waist swivel. The head, you got a slide up, a decent down, and you can work that sucker all the way around. Upper thigh swivels out to there. Kick forward pretty far back, really far. Hit the doors. Knee bends to there, not as much. You get your ankle tilts to there. So he's got a lot of articulation, and you can pose him very, very well. Alright, the most important part of the video, transformation? Maybe. Alright, very simple. Arms go up, fold his hands in. And like I said, it's going to be very, very much like how you do Sideswipe and Red Alert. After you do that, now it's a little bit different right here, where the shoulders actually tab in on the sides. There's a tab here and a slot in there. Tab in the shoulders. You pull those out to the side. Grab the chest, bring it up. Now you want to flip this flux capacitor around, and that will reveal the front of the vehicle mode, like so. Take his tires, bring these out. They're actually dual hinged in here, so they're on a hinge for the actual tire piece and the actual tire. So there's a piece here which is on a hinge, and then this is on its own little hinge thing. You bring those out to the side. You bring the car piece all the way up over his head, like that, snaps into place. Then you want to bring his arms in, like you did on stuff. So bring his elbows up, and you just want to fold these in to the waist there. Come down to the legs. You want to open this stuff up, push out the air intakes, the cooling vents, fold his feet into the figure. And you want to 180 the waist around, come back to here. You can see there's tabs. You want to tab this all together, and then you're just going to fold this up like that. Come back down here, and there's tabs here, so we'll go in these little slots right here. I do have a problem with this one, not really wanting to stay tabbed in. All right, actually it's this one. It doesn't want to stay tabbed in very well. And you just come to the gullwing doors. These tabs here is going to go right here. It's very much like the Sideswipe mold here. One thing I did forget, there's this little piece here on his arm. I forgot that. This has to swing around on the hinge. And you see how it's going to go right in that little tab spot right there. And that just completes the coil look. I forgot all about that piece because it's one addition to the mold. Now you can close the doors and then just lock in like so. I actually turned his waist a little bit when I did that. I just gotta lock in. There we go. And you got him transformed into his DeLorean mode. Very, very nice. Overall details of the car. You got the California license plate out of time. Nice job on painting the taillights. The paint job on this is excellent. Like I said, the only problem is this little bump right there. Otherwise, it is very, very well done everywhere on the vehicle. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a little more complex or intricate than the Sideswipe where they added in of the hinge here to finish this. And I like how the doors, you can always open it up in robot mode. You know, like it's opening up. Yeah, I can't do the sound effect. Another cool thing with it in this mode is that you can actually fold the tires up to do the hub and conversion in the future. So where they're going, they don't need roads. I do have a problem with this one wanting to fold the entire piece in. There we go. So you just... So you can do that, and of course you have these little ports here that if you have any kind of a flight stands or something, you can try to peg into anything here as well to make them do a flight pose. So that is a neat little thing they added in to give them from Back to the Future Part 2. Actually, it said at the end of Part 1, but it's just very, very brief. So let's take a look at his accessories added on. You take this pole here, it has the hook. We have this peg part here. There is a slot right there. You just want to just push that in. And it is a soft, very soft, rubbery plastic. And then you have the hook applied to the DeLorean. 88 miles an hour! And then you have this right here, his weapon. Mr. Fusion. But Mr. Fusion goes back here. And there's a certain way you got to actually apply this piece. And it doesn't like to lock on. You have to turn it, I think, with these little teeth pieces facing the license plate. You want to, there's like these little grooves, and you can't really line it up this way as well because it doesn't tab in flush. It's too far apart, so you got to like angle it to the side, and then you can tab it in. But it is still very easy to knock this piece out. Now I'm pushing it down, but you see how it's supposed to come right back up. So it's just very simple to lose that piece. Now his gun can store underneath the front of the car. You can see there is a molded peg hole. Take the gun and you just insert it inside here like that, and then you have that, and this is like part of the front of the car. So very nice. It is next to the G2 version of Sideswipe that came out, and also Red Alert. So you can see they took the same mold and now in vehicle mode. It looks like a totally different figure. This is in robot mode where you really see the similarities. You can see how much they actually changed on the figure when you see it in the vehicle mode. Overall, this has some add-ons back here with the spoiler, but you know, the wheels are different. It's just everything looks so much different on the figure, and it just looks so good in vehicle mode. I almost kind of want to have two of these guys, keep one in robot and one in vehicle mode. I really, really do like this, and it rolls pretty well. As I think Trailbreaker kind of suits the era more. He's like a 1980s vehicle or late 70s vehicle, just right there. So the DeLorean just compares better with that than the, you know, the Siege Sideswipe mold, which is a futuristic Lambo Cybertronian kind of a mix of a vehicle. And Sunstreaker doesn't look too bad there next to him as well. He kind of wants to glare out there in my light, but such a bright pale yellow. But I think these two, they look pretty cool together. And here he is next to Ectotron. This is the Ghostbusters Collaborative Edition from last year, which they are actually re-releasing as a Target exclusive. Good Lord, what the hell is going on? I'll wait while they move furniture above me. Okay. I thought they were done. So he was the collaborative release from last year, and they're actually re-releasing this Ectotron as a Target exclusive, coming out to, I think, a tie-in with the new Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. He's gonna be redecoed somewhat. It's gonna be more of a like beige white, off-white. You know, it's gonna be different, more dirty. So they're going to re-release the figure. Yes, I know the blue coil is not exactly right, but hey, I shoved this together as fast as I could for this video. But it's still, he is a lot larger than the DeLorean. Which probably fits because he is a hearse. So. But I think it's cool to have two movie Transformers. And why I want the Top Gun Maverick is just because I like having these movie transforming bots, I can say. So I do like that. Now I do like the X-Jet that's coming out next year too. That thing looks pretty cool. I'm actually excited for that. I'm probably one of the few people who might be excited for that. Alright, so final thoughts on Gigawatt. I think it's an excellent retooling of the Siege Sideswipe mold. I think they took that existing mold and I think made it better. It looks awesome in vehicle mode. I'm actually happy to have it. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies as a kid, and I still really like the series. It's just an excellent movie all around. I like the figure. The robot mode is nice. I like they changed a lot of the figure. Even the feet were changed, and that surprised me that they changed the feet of the copy. So I would recommend this if you can get a hold of it. I wouldn't pay exorbitant prices for the figure, but if you can get it at retail or just slightly above retail, I would go for it. Nice figure. Definitely recommend this, especially any Transformer, any Back to the Future fan. Till the next one. Peace out.